One more chance. That's all that's left on the table for a handful of teams left in the postseason here for the CCL. Last week, we sent our first 4 teams into the championship bracket, and now it's time to fill out those last 4 spots. Who made it out alive? Who's not going to be making it to LAN at the end of the season? My name is Proper. This is your last LAN qualifier after action report presented by Nelnet Bank. We're going to start off with Davenport, looking to pull themselves back to LAN, but looking down the barrel of the newcomers in Mars Hill. The season hasn't been too outstanding for the Panthers thus far, but they've looked pretty damn good in playoffs so far. The newcomers in Mars Hill have been at the top for a reason, and it's a reason that they showed tonight. Davenport kept it close, that much is for sure, but Mars Hill are looking to put themselves on the map as a CCL mainstay, and the Mountain Lions were the big cat to win their first match on the night to close it out in a 3-2 fashion.
Dead silence going to be popped by Gecko. Mazzo has no idea, and Gecko with the play 4 in a row.
Next up, we'll take a look at the New Mexico State Aggies taking on James Madison Esports. Coming into this, the Aggies already had a loss on the night against Farmingdale, so this is their chance to get back in form early on in the weekend. JMU are in the same boat as well, so if you play your cards right, it's anyone's game. In this instance, however, it was New Mexico's game. Aside from a dominant showing from JMU in the hotel control, it was the Aggies who held control of the series with a 3-1 win. A 100-point club in the first hardpoint, a 6-2 win in the search, and a near 100-point difference in the second hardpoint showed that New Mexico aren't out of this, not by a long shot.
Everybody firing up for New Mexico State.
Next up, we're going to look at St. Clair and Newberry Esports. After a huge 3-0 from Davenport last week, the Saints have another shot to make their way back to LAN. And for Newberry, it's your chance to put your name on the map against the best in the CCL. Unfortunately for them, playoff Saints just hits a little diffy. They played them close in the control, but St. Clair came, saw, and took the win here in a 3-0 sweep off the backs of some outstanding respawn performances from Priestley and the boys in green.
Should be time for a break. American snake off. Priestley, he's through, looking for more. Surely not Priestley!
Stay on board with Newberry for the next match as well as they take on CSUN Esports. Both of these rosters, it's going to be a must-win because no way you want to finish off this group 0-2, right? And to call this one a nail-biter is putting it lightly. CSUN started off strong, showing their respawn for out west with a close win in Hotel Hardpoint, but Newberry answered back with a nail-biter of a win in their own way with a 6-5 win on Hotel Control. From there, it went back and forth, all the way down to a Game 5, where the Matadors put their heads down, buckled up, and managed to take the win in a Map 5. For sure feel a little safer after that one, but Newberry, your backs are truly against the wall. Has double utility to use with. Able to find some opening shots, but Torment is there for the assistance. Finish out the night, CSUN had to face the Giants that are St. Clair Esports. Coming off of their own win, they had to be firing on all cylinders to get ahead early, and well, they might have gotten back smacked that first hard point, but they took the search and control handedly, with St. Clair back against the wall. But apparently that's exactly where St. Clair wanted to be, because they took the next 2 maps as if nothing happened, and to end it all, they took the last search and destroy 6-1, and as dominant of a performance as we expect out of the Saints. They'll top their group and head into the next stage of qualifiers.
25 seconds left on the clock. This would be an ecstatic 1 versus 4 to pull off, but not today.
Going into day 2, we had Farmingdale State and Davenport as one of the first records of inter-region play this season and our first qualifying match. At this point in the year, I think it's fair to say both of these teams are more than deserving for a spot at LAN, but at the end of the day, only one can move on, and that one was Davenport. But the 3-0 from Davenport doesn't even begin to paint the full picture here. It was a 245-250 win in the Map 1, a Round 11 search, and a Round 5 control. The Rams played their hearts out and really gave Davenport a test for their mettle, but in the end, the Panthers are headed back to LAN.
You'll be able to do exactly that, no problem. Easy double up, looking for kill number 6 and Tez with the snapper, grabs the triple and earns the streak.
Oh my, he's not done, Austin. He's on 8 all of a sudden, 11-4.
Next up was Mars Hill and the New Mexico State Aggies. 2 teams both looking to punch their first ticket to LAN. Well, for Mars Hill, you put a name on the map as far as a newcomer is concerned for CCL already, but you've got one more match to go. New Mexico, they've been a contender for years, and this is their chance to really show off. And show off they did. Mars Hill managed to sneak out a win in the control, but at the end of the day, hardpoint prowess from the Aggies was too much to handle. An unfortunate end to the outstanding first season of Mars Hill, but only up from here. Mexico, they'll take the win 3-1, and New Mexico, welcome to LAN.
And it is denied here from the Aggies, New Mexico State.
Coming up next was the playoff rematch of the St. Edwards Hilltoppers and the CSUN Matadors. St. Edwards looking to head back to LAN, but California Northridge are looking for revenge. And my word, neither of these teams let off the pedal even once. Back and forth the series went. Both teams exchanging punches, CSUN through the search, and St. Edwards through the respawns, and went all the way to a Game 5, Round 10, where the Hilltoppers managed to sneak out the win 6-4 against the Matadors, and finally put that series to bed. St. Edwards, welcome back to LAN.
Vanity can clutch this up. Snipes over the top. He's the final.
Oh!
Vanity finds the collateral.
And so there were two. We finished the night with St. Clair Saints and the SIUE Cougars, two teams from last year's LAN championship, and one of them will not be returning this year. They've played each other time and time again. In fact, last year it was the Cougars who knocked the Saints out of LAN. But on the night, there was one team a cut above the other, and that was St. Clair. One hell of a dominant performance through the season continues here through the LAN qualifiers as they sweep through the series in a very, very convincing 3-0 victory. Saints are headed back to LAN, and while Cougars will catch back up with you in 2024.
Need to find the kills, need to find it quickly. The contestants in the big country gets shut down. And the final round gets tallied, St. Clair.
And that is it. The stage is set. The dinner table for playoffs is finally ready to go. We got all of our 8 teams locked in towards the championship bracket. But who do you got taking it all once we get to LAN here at the end of the road for College COD 2023? You're going to have to wait just a little bit longer, but make sure you go over to twitter.com and follow us at College COD. And when the action commences on LAN, we'll be seeing you at twitch.tv/College COD. Thank you so much for joining us for the entirety of the season. We'll be seeing you on LAN. My name's Proper. This has been your After Action Report presented by Nelnet Bank.